Hello there, everybody. If I'm not on camera, you know what time it is if you've been with me before. If not, let me introduce myself. I'm a Fefe with Touch by Tarot and Beyond. Usually I'm on camera, but a couple of times a month I check in with you all. I do a pick a card reading for the full moon and the new moon. And now we have a new moon in Gemini, in the sign of Gemini. This incredible energy of, think about, ruled by Mercury. So thinking about our processes of communication, thinking, analyzing the actions that we decide to take based on trying to make good decisions, better decisions, clear and focused decisions. New moons being very often that time when we are focused on setting our intention, manifestation, goal setting, no matter whether it's a achievable goal, we feel like something we can do in the short term or long term. But Gemini is a powerful energy around that. There's a duality, Gemini the twins. There's a duality in Gemini where it can run hot and cold, fast or slow, super clear or super, anxious, and that can slow it down. So there's a need to balance there. In the major arcana in tarot, Gemini rules the Lover's card, which is very often about bringing together in harmony two different types of energy or people or situations to work out something that is beneficial, mutually beneficial to both. All right. So think about that too with Gemini energy. All right, you all. So if you haven't been with me before, the way this works is I have not seen these cards, by the way, and I will share the decks with you at the end of the taping today. So just stick around for that. I'll put a timestamp down below. But the way this works is I go to Spirit and I ask for a catalyst, and then I've got some stones here to help you choose as well. You use your intuition to hone in on what stack you feel your message is in. Some people go for more than one. Some people watch all three and get messages from all three. For whatever reason today, you all, Spirit had me pull out some big ones. A beautiful amethyst wand and a selenite wand. Both of these babies are heavy. And it just felt like it needed some borders here for some reason today, or it just feels like it's supercharging the energy that's flowing here. I hope that you feel it. It feels really good to me, and Spirit said put them on the table, so here we go. All right, you all. I'm getting ready to introduce your catalyst cards. Again, just see what draws you, and it could be more than one. So for pile number 1, I pulled the Seeker card. The Seeker. And whatever that means to you, you could see yourself as a seeker. You could be really involved in your spiritual studies, going through a different phase in life, moving through, a phase. And if it helps you, I pulled this beautiful yellow quartz to go with that. All right. So if you're drawn to that, Seeker and the yellow quartz. For pile number 2, I pulled the Folk catalyst. Maybe you are going through a time where you're working with ancestors, where you're dealing with loved ones, family issues, community issues, however that strikes you. But folk, and by the way, again, if you haven't been with me before, of course I see these catalyst cards, but I have not seen any of the cards that are in the stacks beneath them. I don't see those cards until I reveal them and interpret them for you. So with the folk card, pile number 2, we have this gorgeous piece of celestite. All right, if that helps you, if you're drawn to that. So pile number 2, the folk card with that celestite. And finally, pile number 3, I pulled divination for you with those runes on there. It doesn't have to be runes as a means of divination, but if you're a reader or you're interested in divination in one form or another, this is a form of divination clearly, then you may be drawn to that. And the stone they pulled me to with divination is beautiful chunk of smoky quartz. All right. All right, so let's take a moment, take a breath, get your water, get your notepads. Might want to take some notes. But again, pile number 1, Seeker with the yellow quartz. Seeker. Pile number 2, Folk with the celestite. And pile number 3, Divination with the smoky quartz. All right, you all. Gonna put 2 and 3 over here, and let's get ready to go in. Pile number one, those of you who were drawn to the Seeker card and the yellow quartz. Let's put the quartz up there and put that Seeker next to it. And let's see what you got. All right, your tarot, we have the Knight of Wands, moving, seeking. Wow, I love that already. We have the Page of Wands coming out with the fire, why don't we? And this is new. Remember, pages often represent, and those two come right back to back. So this is a youthful energy, like a fresh start to something. And now you're ready to move on it. You're really, whatever it is, this next step that you're taking in your journey that you're seeking, you're ready, pile number one. You have the Six of Cups that comes as well. And that very often indicates something that you're ready to take what you've learned from the past as you are ready to move forward on something. It's as if some of you may be going through a period right now where you've been actively assessing where you've been, what really matters to you, who really matters to you. Because in a Six of Cups energy, they often call it a card of nostalgia. Many of you, if you read, you've probably heard that. But the reason it's that way is because in order for us to move forward and feel inspired, Wands, fire is very often an energy of feeling that inspiration to move. We got to take stock of who's with us, what we've learned, what we really value in order to move forward. And your fourth tarot card is the King of Discs here, or King of Pentacles. Some of you could very well be moving or have moved or considering an actual move. Or if it's not moving your actual residence, it's making moves in your life that have to do with your stability, that have to do with how you are imagining or moving in your life to establish your stability. Because the King of Pentacles is all about that. Like, the house is good, the refrigerator's stocked, the family's good, the health care is good as well. This could be, seeking to take better care of yourselves financially, mentally, emotionally, the things that give you stability. We have a blind spot that comes. That's interesting. A blind spot. Seeing beyond something or moving, look, the head buried in the sand, right? Seeing beyond something that you learned from or you feel like you missed in the past. And for some of you as well, the seeking could be that you've reached a point where you pull or you are pulling your head out of that sand, because that could be that your blind spot could be what you thought was most valuable to you, what you thought you needed to put most of your energy into, and how it was going to pay off for you based on your past, based on your family, your connections, your career, your obligations. So there's something that this fire is coming because you realize, hey, it's time for me to move on. Essentially, that's the bottom line. It's time for me to move on. And that King of Pentacles is coming up to say, look, I've done the work. I've done enough study. There's a timing element here. I've spent enough time preparing myself to be ready to move on. You are worthy. You are worth it all, my love. Wow. There it is. So, self-sacrificing much, any of you? All right, pile number one. There's a turn the corner energy here. And I love that coming in a new moon in Gemini, because again, Gemini being an air sign and having that duality, having that ability to see two sides of a situation, that twin energy, light, dark, hot, cold, fast, slow, and integrating the yin yang, integrating two things. So for you, you're integrating your past with your present, preparing for your future. And that you are worthy is straight up a call from your spirit guides in this reading, pile number one, to say, keep that front and foremost in your mind. this urge that you're feeling to move on. And there may be some people who come with you, and there may be some people that have to get left behind or shuffled around in a certain way. We know that, relationships sometimes, as we evolve, the relationships, the people that we always had around us, maybe if it's a physical move, maybe the same people are not around you. You may be shifting your tribe. You may be, just coming upon a different playing field in your life. But it's going to be okay because you've got that King of Discs or Pentacles energy. You're going to be established and be okay. And lo and behold, I just looked down. I don't look at these cards until I'm ready for them. I have to stay here and then go here. That's just part of my process, how I stay in a flow. And lo and behold, you have your relationships. Juno. Okay? So, Six of Cups. Who you've known in the past. Family, loved ones, career, colleagues, your career. There's ready, you are ready to move. Seeker, your catalyst. You're ready to move into a new dynamic, new people, new sources of inspiration, new ways to share yourself, where instead of doing it out of obligation or just trusting people. Some of you have been a little too trusting. I'm getting that. Not a bad thing. That says you have a beautiful, trusting soul, but there's a piece of you that didn't get fulfilled in that process. So that's why you've got that you are worthy, and reassessing your relationships. You have sacred breath and sound, your life force and communication. Hone in on that, especially you all with this new moon in Gemini. Communication. Okay? Sacred breath and sound. There's sound healing here for some of you. Your way forward and getting really clear and fixed and able to pull your head up and see whatever you need to see, to know clearly, decisively, confidently that you're worthy. It can come through sound, through music, through breathing exercises, through different meditative practices. But I'm drawn to that sound. Healing bowls, chimes, flute music, shamanistic music, spending some time, because notice too, life force. This message over here from your guides about being worthy, part of that is this new moon in Gemini is asking you build your life force, build your energy, do exercises, spiritual, mental, and physical exercises that build your energy. All right? That's what that's for. Life force energy through communication. You have a message of peace. How lovely is that? A message of peace. Because for you right now, pile number one, that's what you're seeking. And the peace comes, how do I say how Spirit has given it to me? The peace comes through sound. It comes through the exercises that you undergo at this time and what you expose your energy to. But it also comes in the form of what you are building. You are building an energy of peace. I'm almost hearing the term, not almost, I am hearing the term force field, right? Going back to that life force. You're building a force field of peace around you. And that also takes me back. Spirit is pulling me back to this blind spot, because pile number one, you could be the baddest warrior in the world. Like, you could have a fighting spirit, but that doesn't mean that you've spent your life wanting to deal with confrontation. And some of you may be the type that would self-sacrifice or avoid, some avoidance in there just to keep the peace. But now you're moving into a place where rather than looking for the peace to come toward you, you are actively seeking peace. You're making some changes in your life, that in your relationships in particular, that will prompt peace as your force field. You have confidence. Wow. And look at all this powerful fire. Being confident in yourself, that is a direct order Pile number one. Okay, that is a direct order, because if you had had more confidence in the past, especially going back to that Six of Cups card of nostalgia, if you had had more confidence in yourself in the past, you wouldn't have encountered that blind spot. You with me? Right? It makes sense. And so that's a direct, and again, all of that fire, and you started out your reading in that wands, that Knight of Wands and Page of Wands, this fire that is building in you. These are newer energies. This is something that that is coming towards you, that you're building, that you're on the cusp of. That's why you are seeking. You're in the act of seeking it. And here comes acceptance. There is, and just heard the word radical acceptance, pile number one. There's such a, and no wonder you were drawn to this beautiful sunny stone with all this fire. There's such a revelation that some of you are having, and that is also a message of peace that you're getting, because it's almost as if, by recognizing your worth, and by recognizing that you don't have to avoid being over careful, being overly cautious, thinking about what could go wrong that might have prevented you from moving forward on something that you really wanted to do or want to do. That's what's changing. There's this acceptance and confidence within these three cards, energetically working so beautifully together. Confidence, acceptance, and you are worthy. My love. I love that Spirit said that. You are worth it all, my love. All right? Hold on to that. You have changes everything. And there's a long message here. I'm going to read it to you. Okay? Let me hold it up for a second in case you want to do a screenshot. All right? And your message changes everything. It says, a gentle light radiates from my heart, transforming every situation I encounter. I choose to maintain a positive attitude regardless of challenges, knowing that joy flows from within. When touched by the divine light, everything around me is transformed. All this light and fire that's coming around you and towards you, pile number one. I hope you see that pattern. And again, if you're new to me, you may not realize all of these are different decks. Other than the two tarot cards that I pull from two different decks, all of these are all different decks. And I do that deliberately. That's how Spirit works with me, because that's how a message gets built. It's no coincidence when you can use this many decks and get a theme, a narrative, a connecting energy that comes through. So you are being blessed. Point blank, period, pile number one. And the blessing is in the energy of Gemini, recognizing spirit and body, right? As above, so below. There's this blending that's happening. And that's why that sound therapy is important for you, because that takes you in your breath and in music and in sound. That's your portal to the spirit realm. That's where you find your peace. And that's where you get this spiritual fire. I love this for you. You have the goddess of dreams, vision, intuition, and receptivity. All right? Vision, intuition, and receptivity, pile number one. Seeker. You are truly on the cusp of, or it's already started, because I have to go back to that Knight, and Knight is movement. Page is the inspiration of it, and then moving on that inspiration. There's something you've always wanted to do. You are worthy of it, and you are going through this radical self-acceptance and saying it's okay for me to go after it, and being really peaceful about it rather than worrying about it. And if pursuing your dream involves some sort of consideration of your financial stability, your health, your well-being, how solid you're going to be, wow, are you getting a confirmation that yes, you are going to be just fine. Your last few cards are things that you can use and think about going forward to help you. You have the vulture spirit that comes for you. And it says there that nothing is wasted. I love that, because what spirit is saying here, pile number one, is there's no regrets, right? There's no self-recrimination. To the extent, the past is the past, right? Or as some would say, the past is prologue. And vultures are very often known for using the remains of something to feed, right? Coming after and cleaning up in order to feed. But it's nothing is wasted, rather than thinking about picking up the scraps of your life, or having to hit a reset after so much energy. For some of you, if this is related to employment or managing your finances again, and there's some recrimination about maybe regretting some past decisions, and so you're seeking the best path forward in this Gemini energy, nothing is wasted. Take your lessons that you've learned, accept them with confidence, and know you're building this vision and intuition, the goddess of dreams. You're building the path forward that's going to give you peace and stability. Oh, I love this for you. You have a vacation. Take time to recharge. How about that? Because in that energy, when you step away and out of the normal day to day, is sometimes when you get the biggest revelations, right? You remember that acceptance and confidence, and you are worthy. You're worthy to relax. You're worthy of, and even for some of you, if a literal vacation, going someplace, I know a lot of people are feeling a certain way about flying right now. I get it. But maybe it's just a vacation from the typical day to day. Maybe it's, doing a staycation. Maybe it's just driving someplace a couple of hours away and staying overnight or something like that. But this is just about getting yourself, Knight of Wands, get in your car, get on your put on your walking shoes, even just moving around in a way that frees your spirit. And your gemstone that will help you is, whoa, go for it. Why don't you, pile number one? Diamond. And I feel, diamond in the rough, right? Supremacy, wealth, and strength. You are worthy. You're worthy of the best of the best. And maybe when you were in that blind spot energy, maybe it's because you were a diamond in the rough, pile number one. You have literally, you are discovering your own brilliance, your own supremacy, your own, this coming with that Pentacles, wealth, King of Pentacles, managing your wealth, managing what makes you feel stable. And not hiding from it any longer, not worrying about it, but really acting on it because you see yourself as deserving of it, and giving yourself the freedom to break out of the old bonds, or whatever was binding you up or made you feel like your options were limited. Not anymore. All right, pile number one. All of that beautiful fire that came for you, and you were drawn clearly to that this yellow quartz. I think that's what this is. This doesn't feel like citrine to me. This feels more like yellow quartz. It could be, but either way, fire. All right, you all. Let's put that one aside, and now we're going to move on to pile number two. Those of you who are drawn to the catalyst of the folk card and the celestite. All right, let's see. New moon in Gemini. Let me take a sip of my coffee and see what's for you. Oh, wow. Okay. Ten of Swords. We're starting out some stress around family. Let's go deeper. And that celestite, there's angelic energy around you, pile number two. And it's here to relieve whatever's that got you stressed out. But again, we always say, the cool thing when you get to a 10 of a suit like this, Yeah, head in the hand, head in hands and just over it. This could be some of you not sleeping well, really concerned about a loved one, grieving a loved one. Some of your lives may have been changed in some way that's been really stressful for you. But when you get to a 10, if you're not familiar with tarot, it is an indication from spirit that it's like enough already, right? There's a line in the sand and you are about to cross over. So 10 of Swords says this, and especially with this beautiful celestite and angelic energy, you're ready to move beyond it. And lo and behold, you've got the Ace of Pentacles that comes with it. Ooh, and I just looked down and saw you also have a 10 of Wands. Wait a minute. And a 10 of Discs or 10 of Pentacles. Okay, hold up. Because I don't look at what's over here, and I'm focused on the table. I don't look until I pull. Now, I just talked to you about tens and what tens represent. And lo and behold, if you don't have 1, 2, 3 tens that have come for you, pile number 2. In Pentacles, health, money, stability. Wands, life force energy, career, work, responsibilities. Swords, how you've been thinking, processing, sleeping, over-analyzing, overthinking. But then you've got this Ace of Pentacles that feels like a reset, like a literal reset. Okay, let's go. Trust. Here we go. Here we go. All right. Pile number 2. I feel your catalyst. I'm feeling 2 different things here. 1, this is spiritual. 2, this is physical. Your ancestors, your folk, your kindred are here to assist you because you are undergoing some things. You have undergone some things. The weight of those tens, pentacles, wands, and swords, the weight of life in general, the weight of that you've been carrying, the obligations, the feeling overwhelmed at times. Again, for some of you, it could really be impacting. You could be facing a real life-changing situation, and your folk are here to help support you, and that's why you've got this trust card. So that's that. On the other hand, this is physically people around you. Maybe you are working really hard, or you are concerned about those around you. If you have, say, for instance, an elderly family member who you're really working to try and help and take care of, but it's cost a lot. It takes a lot, but you're going to hit a reset. It says here, pull yourself close. Every part of your being is deserving of love. Some of you have worked so hard mentally, financially, emotionally, and spiritually that you have neglected yourself. All right, I'm just going to put it out there like I'm getting it. Let me hold on to my stones. I see now why they gave me anchors. Like these are anchors today, because this is heavy, and I feel for you. I really do. But pulling yourself close. This is in this new moon in Gemini. It's saying it's time to get yourself back in balance, and therefore back in gear. Pile number 2. There's a definite, like I said earlier, when you get to tens, there's a line in the sand. It's where you've gone through the most of a given situation, and that Ace of Pentacles is coming to say it's time to really hit the reset in a physical way, in your health, in your finances, in your relationships with family, in how you are living, in your environment, and to be able to trust that you are moving past this. Whatever phase that you've been in, this is temporary, and it's time to hit a reset. You've got Capricorn energy that comes for you, and what is the key word there? Persistence, of course. Capricorn, persistence. And I can tell from the other energy that's come so far, there are many of you that are already thinking like, I've been persistent, right? You know, I've been persistent. That's how you get to a 10 energy, because tens, again, it's like build up, build up, build up. Continuing to work really hard in that wands energy, continuing to try and figure it out always and communicate it and cope and process and rationalize in that swords energy. You know, continue to try and manage things in Pentacles energy. But Capricorn is coming to say, you will be okay. And lo and behold, we have loss and lack that comes. Yeah, okay. Spirit never lies. Fear and victimization. That's certainly how that looks, isn't it? You have been through it. I'm going to say it again. That's what I do have in this stack a crystal. I'll be interested to see what spirit gave you. Again, I don't see these until I pull. But for those of you who were drawn to pile number 2, you might want to look into some celestite for yourself energetically. Because that's why you got to pull yourself close. It's been a rough go. And if this is if this has not been a rough go specifically to you, it has been who you've been surrounded by, who you care about, how you've been maintaining your relationships with the folk that you care about, your kindred. You have learning. Now, I love that, especially in a new moon in Gemini, because the mind, how you focus, how you speak, what you think, what you absorb, that's where you are rounding the corner. That's how you move beyond all this 10 energy, pile number 2. Learning. A new course, a new development, a new personal growth, personal development. Finding resources that take you beyond. Like for some of you, even this could be therapy, like actual therapy, talk therapy, learning more about yourself, learning more about the circumstances. If some of you are dealing with loved ones or even yourself that's having a health issue, a mental issue, financial issue, learning more about those areas. But learning about it not in terms of just trying to cope with it, but going back to that Ace of Pentacles, what new options you have, broadening and moving beyond what has felt like loss or lack. Some of you, really, this is support. People who have really meant a lot to you or who you thought you could count on, you may have actually experienced loss in your personal lives. But now you're learning and trusting that there is more to come. Ace of Pentacles. There's more to come. Persistence. It is not over. It is not so much about what has gone before. It is about what's yet to come. You have, I love this, acclaim, Sagittarius. What's yet to come. Sagittarius ruled by Jupiter, many of you may know. And it is optimism. It is philosophy. It is spiritual growth and understanding, going back to that learning card. Notable teachers that help you pull yourself close. Every part of your being is deserving of love. If you are feeling isolated, if you are feeling depleted because you have worked so hard, and it's hard to trust again because of all this loss and lack. Wow, I'm actually getting a little emotional here because I can see it energetically. You've been through it. But let's go here with the Sagittarius energy. You got to go bigger, pile number 2. There's a big, big world out there. And your guides want you to go and start to begin to lean into that. And trust and lean into that there is more awaiting you. It's time to move beyond all of that. And doggone if you just didn't get strength. Okay? And those are your guides. That's your spiritual. Talk about your folk. All right? Connect with your dragons, metaphorically, hypothetically, however, you get it. There's your strength. And there is strength being offered to you. And that's why you got that persistence as well. You are rounding a bend, pile number 2. I am free. I'm going to hold that up if you want to screenshot it, and then I'll read that message for you. I am free. I am free. Line in the sand, time to move on. The veil of ego lifts, revealing a new vision of my life. Focused on my inner growth, I listen to the voice of my heart and remain grounded in love. Free from fear, judgment, and duality, Gemini, wow, I step confidently toward inner peace. There you have it. What has been holding you back, which is a pattern for some of you, it is being stuck in a loop, literally a loop. Karmic, past life, who's been in your life and how things have been playing and replaying and replaying and replaying until, it's hard. But again, new moon in Gemini, strength, I am free, and learning that the world is bigger than the one you have experienced thus far. The world is bigger than the one you have known, the people you've known, the circumstances you've lived. The world is bigger than that, is what Spirit, that's a huge message for you coming through right now, pile number 2. The world is bigger than what you have experienced to date. You have balance. I love that with the twin energy of Gemini, right? Yin Yang. And it says centered energy and self-care. Pulling it back. No longer allowing yourself to get exhausted by overthinking, overspending, over-trying, over-explaining, overcompensating. Balance. Pull yourself close. Remember, you got that? Pull yourself close. Self-care. There you go. That's what this new moon in Gemini is calling you for, or calling into your life. I am free. You are free to let that be and focus on you. And you do that by learning, undergoing some course of study, therapy, trusting that there is more. The world is bigger. An animal that will help you, animal guide, is a scarab beetle spirit. Magic works through you. So is that what you're going to learn? Your magic. Learning. And I will say, just how these cards are coming, this is no reprimand from Spirit, but I will say, for some of you, Spirit is saying you've been so preoccupied with the physical aspects of life that you have neglected your spirit. Right? You've given it all to maintaining, staying on track, handling whatever life has been bringing your way, but you have neglected your spirit. And it could be that you just didn't have the energy for it. It was like that was the one thing you could keep putting on the back burner, but no more. Free. Self-care. And your magic. Magic works through you. Thinking as well. New moon, manifestation, being focused, and setting goals. So, working your magic. And doggone if I didn't just look down and see mind power. Woo! Talk about Gemini. Right? Mind power. Your magic. Focusing your mind. Doing affirmations. Telling yourself a different story. Literally using your words. Words have power. Words conjure. Use your intelligence. Analyze data, logic, and think rationally. Lead with your mind. Now, if that ain't a Gemini-ish message, I don't know what is. Pile number 2. The truth sets you free, and your mind is your magic. Your mind is your magic. And it's been overloaded with stuff that's been bogging you down, justifiably. No harm, no foul. But now, going forward, that's where spirit and your guides, your folk, want you to put your energy. Using your mind to free yourself, telling yourself a different story, using your magic, learning, exploring what your brand of magic is. Okay? And finally, crystals, geologist, knowledge, analysis, and categorization. That's a beautiful confirmation of that learning that you got. For some of you, it could be that crystal work will be a really solid way for you to capitalize off of that Ace of Pentacles energy that you got. Crystals being of the earth. Learning about the magic of crystals. Learning how to utilize crystals to impact and manifest in your life. There are even, I just saw, there are people who, certain crystals, you have to be safe about this and do your homework learning, but those infusers, those like water containers, and they have like rose quartz or whatever in there so that you're drinking the energy of those crystals. I'm not saying that specifically for you, but I'm saying that's what I'm learning, the power of the earth, learning Ace of Pentacles, beginnings, learning the power of the earth, pile number 2. That's what this folk energy is about, that you have assistance from the ancestral realm and in the physical realm. Again, that duality, Gemini, that will help you learn about the magic of crystals. And therefore, when you focus your mind, that and your mind power, that activates your magic, that frees you up and gets you out of this energy pattern. And once you get out of it, you'll never go back. All right, pile number 2. Wow, that was really deep and powerful. And this is a really pivotal time in your life. I wish you the absolute best. I hope you will, watch that maybe a couple of times. Some of you may need to watch that a couple of times, come back to it and see how it applies. But I wish you the absolute best, okay? All right, got a little snag there. Sorry about that. All right, and moving on now, finally, pile number 3. Those of you who were drawn to that Divination Catalyst card in the Smoky Quartz. Let's see. This new moon in Gemini. Let's see what the guides have for you. Ooh, all right now. The High Priestess. What are you integrating from Spirit? The sacred knowledge that you are integrating with justice, no less. Ruled by Libra, relationships, and balance. Wow. Divination. Seeking the divine. Clearly, if you were drawn to divination, you may be a reader or learning to read or interested in it. You may read runes, other divination, systems, pendulums, cowrie shells, tea leaves, coffee grounds. Like there's so many bones, and there's so many different ways to divine. But you are definitely being called to that, and that's confirmed with that High Priestess. And the Justice card, doing it in a way that you feel is proper, is fair, is right, ethical. I can see right off the bat that if you're drawn to this energy, divination, you want to make sure that you do it the right way, and you are conscious of the fact that when you go to Spirit, there is a way to do it. And I love that for you. You have the World card. Entering a new phase. And all of this major arcana energy. If you were drawn to this pile in the Smoky Quartz, You are a diviner, or you are meant to, and don't, we take that and go, whoa. It may not mean that you divine for other people. Maybe you will. Maybe you will do readings for others. But you are definitely called to the understanding of divination. Your soul path and your spirit, pile number 3, are called to that. And it could be that you are at this time, especially this year, and during this new moon in Gemini, you're ready. That's a graduation. You're ready. Many of you have already been studying, and maybe you stopped studying for a while. Maybe you stopped really utilizing your gifts, but you're being called back to it. You have the 6 of Pentacles. Spirit giving you gifts. And I love, in a 6 of discs or pentacles energy, there's give and take, right? There's spirit giving and receiving. And it's divine reciprocity. With that high priestess energy, both what is sacred and what is profane. She operates as the bridge between the angelic realm and the physical realm. So that's where you are right now, pile number 3. You are literally walking that bridge, and you are a conduit on that bridge. You have fear. And I think that goes back to the ethics that I saw or felt energetically, intuitively for some of you, is some of you have some ideas, some notions. Maybe you've been warned about, oh, be careful. You never know what you're calling in. Having a sip of my coffee. You don't know what you're calling in. Can you trust your gifts? Can you trust what you're getting? Do you really know what you're doing? Those kinds of things. So there's that. And Spirit is like, please, let that go. Find your haven. There's a place of wonder waiting for you. This is your sanctuary. Pile number 3. If you do not have a sacred space already within your home, and or if you have not had time or have not visited a sacred space in nature that really speaks to you, this new moon in Gemini is calling you there. Because you're ready to graduate to the next level in your talent and your gifts. And whatever's been holding you back, whether it's self-doubt, limiting beliefs, other people's judgments and opinions, no more. No more. You have Pluto, death. Let's go, why don't we? All right? Because what does that mean? Transformation. Deep, deep transformation. We know that we have entered astrologically, we've entered into Pluto in Aquarius, which, hey, bigger, deeper transformation. The world literally graduating into this higher and more powerful, connected side of yourself, developing your gifts and your talents and really believing in them. Like no doubt. And there's a powerful pull here. It's almost like your soul is saying, I won't be denied. I came here to do this. So that's what we're going to do. You have a river of blessings. And doggone if the subtext, the message there, look at that. Releasing constraints. Is that not what we were just talking about, y'all? And I promise you, I'm sitting here holding these cards. I don't even look down at them because I have to stay here. This is between us, right? I have to stay here and then I go here. Otherwise, I'll get distracted and scatter my energy. So I don't know what's coming until I look down and pull it. Look at that. Releasing constraints. Find your haven. And those constraints are fear. Wow. River of blessings. You got some power. Now I'm going to tell you that, pile number 3. You got some power. And the extent to which sometimes we want to deny ourselves that because we associate that with ego. That can be fear as well. Will I get the big head? Will I start thinking too much of myself? Will I get too full and then risk a big fall because of that? Being conscious of that is already a big step in the right direction. That goes back to that justice and being ethical and being fair and being aware of how you do your work. River of blessings for you. And a river of blessings. And then I just look down and doggone, here comes abundance. Pile number 3. No holding back, okay? No holding back. This is not just a financial wealth abundance. This is an abundance of your talent, an abundance of your knowledge that you came here with. The high priestess, remember, she is that part of our spiritual DNA, that part of us that knows and has sacred knowledge. She comes to help us offer to help us uncover that sacred knowledge. 6 of Pentacles, give and take. Right? Divine reciprocity. You make your prayer, spirit shows up. We're in a new moon energy. New moon's about focus and manifestation. Here's what I'm desiring, and here's what I'm willing to do to put it in motion. Divination, checking in with you, and spirit is like, I'm here for you. Abundance of resources, abundance of knowledge, and abundance, wealth abundance. You have creation and the ego medicine. Look at that. What are you ready to create? Pile number 3. Through your work. Through new moon energy, manifestation, creation. Mercury, the magician energy even comes here. What do you see? Eagle. What have you been looking at from a distance that now you're ready to recognize and move into? You have Archangel Raguel. I hope I'm saying that right. Justice, harmony, and solutions. Oh my gosh. Back to justice again. Now, some of you could very well be Libras. I do need to mention that. But this is justice again in terms of you having a sense of the rightness of what you're doing, the need for it, the fact that in finding solutions, harmony and solutions, remembering too that Gemini ruled by in tarot the lovers, harmony, finding harmonious solutions. That's what you do. And I don't think you've trusted yourself. Find your haven. Find your sacred spot. Pile number 3. Because there's some messages there. And it could be within your home. It could be building your sacred place within your home. Or it could be going out and finding it in nature. But there's so much balance that you have. Your ability, again, to be that bridge. That's what divination does. That's what the best diviners do. They operate as that bridge, that conduit, that channel between the seen and the unseen realms. And there you have it. All of this is speaking to that. You have miracles. I'm just done with you, pile number 3. Miracles. You are able to usher in and bear witness to miracles, miraculous healing, change of mind, change of patterns, change of behaviors. For some of you, even I see the ability, or maybe even in your own life, you've had to deal with addictions. And so there's the freedom from that. Witnessing the miracle of existence, of life, of creation, bearing witness to that ego medicine. You have a really high calling, pile number 3. I mean that in all seriousness. You have a high calling. And that's not to get, again, we do that and we want to go to ego. Oh, that means I'm this or that. No, none of us, none of us. We are all, we're all here we're all just a grain of sand, and together we make the beach, right? Together we make this beautiful, incredible tapestry of life. So don't think about it that way, because that's what can limit you. The minute you start separating yourself, I am this, I am that, oh wow, I have this power, I have this gift. No, it's I am powerful. I am here to be a conduit. I'm here to serve a purpose. I'm here to help facilitate miracles, eliminate fear, and to do it at the highest possible way that I can do it. You have forgiveness. Uh-oh, something stuck here. Okay, we'll get there. Forgiveness. I bless each soul I perceive to have hurt me, releasing them to their greater good. My past now offers lessons that help me live fully in the present. I no longer struggle with what has been said or done. Grateful for every experience. I fill myself with pure, free love. That's that abundance that you got a moment ago. Let me hold that up in case you want to screenshot it. Forgiveness, pile number 3. There's a lot in there. Because I love the way it starts out. I bless each soul I perceive to have hurt me. So in order for you to grow into your power, your true power, pile number 3, that there is a process of creation, becoming bigger than what happened to you, becoming bigger and recognizing your divinity and your power greater than the things that held you back, the people that held you back, the people who diminished you, the people who didn't believe in your gifts. I'm also, Spirit just gave me that, remembering too, that many of us, especially as children, we see spirits, we know these things, and those things are shut down either because the people around us don't understand it, because they think it's evil or negative or harmful, because they don't understand it, and fear. They operate out of fear. So some of you may have felt like you were held back from developing your full potential spiritually because of these outside influences. So that's where that forgiveness is coming in. You have the armadillo spirit that comes for you, and it says set healthy boundaries, pile number 3. It goes back to that forgiveness, doesn't it? Setting healthy boundaries. Because there's one thing to know, that you have this power within yourself. And that Spirit is here showing up for you in like aces, showing up for you saying, yes, this is who you are, and this is why you're here. You're meant to be this bridge, as in using divination, between the seen and the unseen realms, earth and spirit, earth and heaven. But that does require that you set healthy boundaries. Maybe you don't tell everybody. When I was undergoing, I underwent several initiations, but one common theme among them was that you don't always tell everybody everything, that some things are sacred, High Priestess. Some things are sacred. Some things are just between you and Spirit. That's setting healthy boundaries as well. All right? That sort of protection, that armadillo spirit. Give that some thought. See how that sits with you. You have many choices. Look at all your options. Divination. Opportunities abound when you are in a dilemma, and all roads lead to Rome. That's funny. Not funny, but interesting. All right? A lot of choices. So for some of you, I'm getting, as it relates to divination, and some of you, okay, I'm interested in it all. I'm interested in, different forms of divination, but what's the one that's really for me? Practice. Go and practice. You're not breaking any rules by exploring. River of blessings. Flow. See what an abundance of opportunities and methods, many choices. Explore them. And that's how you will find your haven, the area that's really meant for you. Okay? Look at all your options. And finally, a crystal that will help you. Lapidary, revelation, observation, decisiveness. I'm going to hold that up for you. Revelation, observation, and decisiveness. That's some Gemini energy right there. Knowing who you are, pile number 3. Knowing your power. Knowing your role as a diviner. Knowing the beautiful things that having a gift like that can do in service to humanity, and in service first and foremost to your own life, your own healing, your own path, your own soul growth. Because you got to be firm in who you are before you can help those around you. And that's your ticket. All right? All right, you all. I am going to show you the decks. I hope that was helpful. Wow, that felt so powerful. All right, I'm going to show you the decks now and then close it out for those of you who always ask. So one by one, we have the Energy Spirit Oracle. We have the Money Moves Oracle deck. This is just a generic deck, but I love it. This is the one where the animal spirits, and that's what it's called, Spirit Animal. I think I got it off of Amazon, and it's just a black box, just a generic deck, but oh my gosh, are the images and the messages powerful. We have the Crystal Oracle. All right. We have Life Messages card deck. I use a lot of, especially for oracles, I use a lot of generic decks as well as creators that I follow. But really, it's about the messaging and the artwork to me. That's what draws me. We have the Soul Coaching Oracle deck. Denise Lynn. Soul Coaching. Oracle of the Universe by Stacey DeMarco. Voices of the Souls. Okay. A Priestess of Light. I use a lot of decks. Spirit be working me, y'all. Be working me. Cosmic Magic Oracle. Okay. Inner Child Oracle. Healing the Inner Child Oracle. A lot of inner child stuff was pulling me today. And finally, the 2 tarot decks that I used today was the City Labyrinth Tarot. City Labyrinth. And the Galactic Star. All right, you all. So there you have it. For those of you who want to read and explore some of those decks, I hope you will do so. I wish you the absolute best with this new moon in Gemini, and I'll talk to you real soon. Mwah.